There are things we can do. We bring it good news and we give it to you. We judge it for podcast and connecting people and culture from getting up out of the club. Qualified people who willing to sell. Blessing that time and that effort are rest. The brothers giving us the end, the premise of death. The work of my life without again.
I live
Master.
Play Paris, who make on you, I can't Sktv venue. Say my journey, Tina can I say my yamo. And yes, I know money, and more I know. And you love
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandmaster.
And I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I couldn't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I couldn't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I forget now ya to money. That's the TV, and I don't forget it now. So she work on my ya to money. Yeah.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandmaster.
There are things we can do. We bring it good news and we give it to you. We talk it for podcast and connecting people and culture from getting up out of the club. Qualified people who willing to sell. The flesh, that time and the efforts are rest. The broadcast we giving are real and the premise my best. To work with my life without fear. From Grandfather Nima to Lufa, from Riverside to Raji to Chile, from Grand Crew, Bombing, Kidman, Monserrat, San to Bacalu, from Maryland, Bonkan to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa.
Indeed, Sktv, we are the best in Liberia. Sktv, we are the best in Africa, folks. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Yes, indeed. What's the time like? Please check your gadgets, or better say, check your time and tell us exactly what the time from your end. But from where we are sitting here, it's 4 minutes. Yes, 4 minutes past 6. That's the time check. Our local time is 4 minutes past 6 o'clock. Right here in what you may call in Accra, in Pinsville, rather, Accra, the nation capital, Monrovia. Yes, indeed, Pinsville is one of the, in fact, if not, it is the biggest and the largest city in Liberia. So we're right here in Pinsville, or to be precise, Dupont Road. What's the name of the community? Is sometimes they call it some kind of a name, but again, yes, you know, sometimes you have the community with a lot of names, a school name, and sometimes some people call it Truth FM community. But again, people, good evening. Help us share the show this evening. The show will be interesting. The show will be hot. So many things to talk about. Usually, you know, we'll come here, we'll bring you all of the information and everything. Monk will soon join us. But Ali too will also join us here if possible. Mr. Conan, you already started since yesterday, so you will be here with us all of the time. If not, maybe you will pick few days of the time to be here with us. And yeah, so again we here, and the platform is also open to those of you. You know, some of you, if you want to come on, you come on, but tell us ahead of time. Let us know that, for example, the Monk and Steve, in fact, Mr. Collins said yesterday, let us know that, oh yeah, tomorrow I want to come on the show. Yes, we'll give you the opportunity so that you too, so you can also be part and talk to your people, talk to our policy maker, those people who are into authority. You know, whenever you are not part of the system for Africa, or better say for Liberia, okay, good, it's past 12 minutes past 5, okay. Okay, that's good. Okay, 5 past 12 May okay, when I won, yeah. But Betty Stewart, thank you for joining us. Sebastian Williams, thanks to all of you for joining. Following from Barnesville, that's good. I think the LEC substation here in Painesville, I think the guys they are done a marvelous job. At least, even though my size is off, but it does not mean that. Because when I said that power has been restored, there are so many of my people calling me back to our home is that the community will live in no current. I say, don't worry, power will come. Sometimes these things happen. We're into the time. So, but again, I give it up to the team for the hard work. Yeah, for the magnificent job. Last evening, so many things happened, but at the end of the day, they were able at least. Okay, thank you, Mama. Thank you so much. Okay, good. Yeah, so at least they were able to get the job done. At least other people, other part of Painesville now, they are power, and other people they are enjoying the power. Even though some of us our homes are still dark, but that don't matter for me. It don't have to be me, to be that. I know it's okay with my neighbors. I'm okay at least. Yeah. I know that my time will come. That's why the Bible pray for your enemies. Pray for them because yeah, the time will come that you will shine too. Yeah. So, but again, people, good evening, good afternoon, good morning. The YMC. Yeah, very good, interesting. Welcome on the show. Latest appointments have been made by our own dynamic president, Mandikom. Yeah, some of you who are Baptist, people, you always, some of you now, you don't want to see me in Baptist. In fact, you don't want me to be part of Baptist anymore because you are angry. But that our role, in fact, the people call us the people of book. Ask the Muslims. Now they call us the people of book. In fact, other people, other Christians, group of people, they also call us the people of book. So when we're talking, we know we are talking. We're not talking because we want to talk. So again, so Mandika make our latest appointments affecting the Yellow Machine Coordinating Committee. I must say, in fact, before Mandika will finish all of the abbreviation. The YMCC. Oh God, yeah. I enjoy the country. So the president has appointed another team of officials affecting the YMCC, that is the Yellow Machines Coordinating Committee. Yeah, some people got accept. Yes, and also the Grand Jela University, I don't know, or board or what you may call. Some of the people are just appointment. But again, people help us share the show. The show will be hot this evening. But we have so many things to talk about. There are wild allegations that Mr. Ponjala, the man who was accused of raping a 15 or 16 years old boy, allegedly out of the prison, unconfirmed reports that he's maybe asking for sick leave. All of the information of what we've been hearing from the corridor. Yes, that in fact, anytime from now, he may likely be out of the country. Allegedly unconfirmed reports, all of the reports back to back. But I know you out there, Liberians, you will also tell us what your own take on some of these things, what you've been observing. But key issues have also shaken our judicial system. There are a lot of us who've been complaining about the system, how the system works, the system of ours, it will pick and choose. And today we are also seeing all these things today. In fact, open, this thing happening before your own eyes. I don't know now. What are you still waiting for another maybe group of rescuers maybe to come and rescue Liberia, or should we depend on maybe the folks that some of you put your life on the chopping board, and said that this thing the country will change. It will happen. If they wanna happen, change my name. And today, I don't know where some of you, I'm seeing a lot of photos, videos about rescue 4 militants. People are not comparing. We tell people in this country that let's be real to ourselves. and that do the right thing, people can be joking. I will look for the video where people are now comparing the rescued 4 soldiers. But then some of you, I don't know, former rebels association, they group themselves, and in fact they call themselves the rescue 4 soldiers or the rescue militants. Why now you want to get issued down with the fuller militants? So these are claims, counterclaims out there that people are not saying. Why you want to get issue with the Fulani or with the fuller militants? When yesterday we were saying the CDC militants, the Unity Party militants, the Rebel United to support President Joseph Yimon Bwaka militants, we saw all of these things yesterday. Why now you want to have issues with the Fulani militants? Well, I mean, these are kind of misreaction on the people are not saying yet because they have their evidence and they have everything. They are not showing all of these things. Even so help us. Help us, help us. The country is indeed interesting. The country is getting interesting day by day. Let me be frank. Our society is gradually getting there, and the test of time is now. The test of time, especially when it comes to leadership, is now. Everything yesterday that happened that they supported yesterday, today you are seeing all of these things like, I don't know whether some of you were dreaming or it was just because of power, so you don't care. Even if the power causes you to take away people's lives, you will do it. Not true. This thing happened yesterday in Lofa. Other people lost their lives. We saw videos coming from Lofa where people were hitting on people. People were beating on people just because of politicians. We saw that again where somewhere around where they have the lady alleged that Queen Johnson was also involved with some of the activities film that was Fiama in there. Yes, indeed. And some of these videos stay on the internet. My own uncle, my Jabba. But it's so interesting. My own uncle, my Jabba, also too, who tell the peacemaker, or in fact, who are also holding perfect key accountable to also find himself into the same situation. The video to also surface. In fact, that yesterday, when you were doing yesterday, had all the things that you were saying yesterday, all the venting, the insults that you were yesterday saying against the Thomas Father group. But today, Thomas Father now becoming like, in fact, should I say the speaker, the quote-unquote speaker, or quietly that behind the scene that you will not know. But again, I don't know where is how they call him. But let me see the video. Yeah, good. You see somebody probably some. Okay, Monk is here. Okay, good. Okay, good.
Party. Of course, with the way you are dressed, you know, what you are saying, you know, thank you so much. 800 militants. We say the Unity Party. You are militants for the Unity Party. Of course, with the way you are dressed, you know, what you are saying, you know,
so 800 persons, 800 men or militants, as you may call them, but them these are people that group themselves, young people that's supposed to be going to school, that's supposed to learn about engineering, doing all of these things, you know, their lives, changing their life, going to better schools, they want turn to militants yesterday. So the Fulani to say, no, we are going to bring our parliament. But anyway, Mark, my brother, go even the country interesting. What's up, my dear brother?
Well, it's good to be here. Tuesday, another day on Sktv. A lot happening. There are so many videos. I saw one with Bob Niggan as well when you were putting people on the truck. Exactly. I want to play that one. It's the same thing.
Yeah, send it to me to send that video to me. I like that.
I don't know if you saw it.
Yeah, I think I want to go there. Maybe yes. Let me go on the page. Okay, 800 minutes. Hold on. We're not looking for 800. That means 800 engineers for 800 militants. Can you imagine? I think I see the video. Let me see.
Yeah, the rescue soldier loading people, and okay.
Is your side, their side is their side.
Okay.
Hold there, can apply up because you again to. I don't see. They will stay, then you extra is standing over there when we're supposed to be in Monster. All the rescue soldiers, the people with the bike, we went to different places. Two person will be on your train to rescue the Liberians. Yes, going on. The people trying to disturb the people we treat people to carry air, disturbing us. Yeah. One of you that go one and the people that start shooting. What we need now is stand. So people to make us disturbing us. Men, one so strong men. You see that rescue soldier? Soldier, they are people. People get t-shirt. We get t-shirt.
Mark, I think we will continue to play these videos as we go along, but thank you for also bringing out the kind of video. I don't know what, but let me ask you first before another thing. You people on that side, have you people ever experienced any kind of type of campaigning before?
I don't know in terms of campaigning. I haven't experienced it here, but that's Liberia. It tells you a lot about the country and the society. People will do anything for politics in the name of power, even things that are unacceptable. That's why some of the most egregious killers, warmongers, and people that committed the worst form of atrocity on ordinary people will go behind religion to have. But we know they are rebels. They are only doing it just to get sympathy from the people. That man, listen to how he talked. Look at how he operates. We've been far gone from war, more than 20 years after war. But look at the way how he assembling people in the name of rescue soldier. But how many people spoke against that? Because it was politics. He was on a rescue train. So even though they know that he's not doing the right thing, but they will still accept it. So they are no different about this whole call or thing that they are alarmists over concerning the these fools that is being created by the foolers. When you look at it, it carries some kind of a tribal undertone as well. I saw someone commenting that they are not part of the original 16 ethnic group of Liberia. I said that's what it is. You will always go to tribal politics and religion, but you do the same thing on a regular basis. If they live in Liberia, they've been there for the longest, so they are part of the society. Whether they are part of the 16 ethnic group or not, they are considered part of our society. So if you keep displaying this idea of militancy in the country, why make you think people won't be able to do the same thing? You're showing it every single day. This man did it. He has the record of already killing people. The history, one of the major actors in the war, he's part of that. So he can even repeat it during the election term in the name of politics. So why make you think people that feel threatened, why they cannot do the same? That's why I brought that video. It says a lot. And nobody there spoke against it because you are so consumed with the politics. The same thing you see happening in the Supreme Court. You see something is wrong. You know it is wrong, but you just won't say it because you will always pick a side before looking for what is right. The standard operating procedure in politics is you see things happening, you make an informed decision, you know what is right before you can pick a side. In Liberia, the first order of operation is to first pick a side before you start using your brain to think. That the problem with Liberia, you must first pick a side, irrespective of understanding why it's happening. Pick a side first, and then later try to defend your side. That's what happened in the country, so it's nothing strange to me.
Yes, my brother, thank you. Even though we'll come back to that, because this is in fact one of our talking points about the prevailing situation, especially when it comes to the Fulani security force, or what you may call. But again, brother Ali, let me welcome you, my dear brother. Good evening and good morning, good afternoon. What's up? Ali?
Maybon, excuse me. Good afternoon, Maybon. Good afternoon, Mom. And good afternoon to our people out there. Glad to be here. Yes, this whole thing, this fuller something that is trending. I saw it. I saw it, and like you said, during the campaign time, we saw this thing happening. We had a CDC as a militant or whatsoever. We had a Unity Party militant and whatsoever, wherein those militant groups were formed, they say, to protect their political leaders and what have you when they are going somewhere. And this is what they were formed for. But it was not like the way today we see like the Fula people that what we are hearing and seeing, according to them, they are forming their security or whatsoever to protect their businesses and what have you. Like now, tomorrow we beginning Ramadan or Juma Mubarak or Eid Mubarak to all Muslims around the world, as tomorrow is the first day of Ramadan. We have been all over now. And you know, sometimes people we go to the mosque to do our prayers and things. And sometimes early in the morning, people wake up to eat and going to the mosque, people breaking into their homes, to their business area and things. According to them, this is why they are forming this group. But if you want to do such a thing, I think we get the Liberia National Police, we get the Justice Ministry in the country. I think you people have to follow all those channels. But now the Liberia National Police say they don't do nothing about it, the Justice Ministry don't do anything about it. So that's the problem. Even though the CDC militant or the Unity Party militant or these groups were formed as tend to be corrected, not with any authorization for Liberia National Police or Justice Ministry. But today, these other people that they are asking them who gave them authorization. And these are things that they are saying. But that's Liberia for us. But for me, we can't be having police in the country. We get AFL, all these things. Yes, we know how the country is. I want to protect your businesses when you're going to breakfast before people can enter your stores in the morning. These are things that have been happening. But we wait to hear what the Liberia National Police has spoken, the Justice Ministry. So
Yeah,
we want to hear from them what they get to say again.
Yeah. So I have a few questions. Yeah, I want to ask you because you were talking about the political aspect and coming back to the religious side. Even though we have a few talking points, including Dr. Duba, that's not the country just going away. Let me ask you this question, Brother Ali, that the political aspect. Let me ask you also, do you think that politically that's the right way to use our young people, to put them in that form and manner in the name of, because the issue of militancy, I think this issue far back, this was maybe the way that some of our maybe some of the guys that used to overthrow government, that used to do all these kind of funny things, how to fund themselves. So should we say yes, that's the right way to do politics? Let me ask you, because I want to get a fair analysis, saying you are a strong supporter of the CDC. Let me know as to what is the best way to have young people in that form in the name of militancy or so forth.
No, for me, I would say no. Yes, I would say no, because first of all, if I am a political leader and maybe I feel being insecure and I want people to protect me and whatsoever, maybe I can speak to the police in the country, I can speak to the current government, oh yes, or maybe you can hire private security. I think that would be better. You hire private security where they will be paid to. If you feel you are not secure and whatsoever, you can hire private security, because if you want to go take the army, you want to take the police, these people should be there to be protecting cities' lives and property and whatsoever. Maybe they will say, oh yeah, you can hire police and whatsoever. Okay. But now you get about 15 police behind you just to be protecting you as a political leader. And this police supposed to be a Samson, where even though yeah, you say this too, they're supposed to protect you, but now you are a political leader. I think you can hire private security or anybody else. But if you see people in your party, I will say, oh yes, we can be used as your security or whatsoever, is up to them. But for me, in my mind, I can do that. Yes, I can do it.
Then I come back to the religious people, because for me, what I've been observing, especially from the Christian side, sometimes they have these people who they call the ushers, sometimes they have like ushers who sometimes do most of these things, or sometimes they just pull a lot of young people together, sometimes buy them first, the shine stuff. Sometimes when people are coming, sometimes they just maybe pick some young guys and say, okay, we need 15 young men, maybe from the youth department, from the men department, from the other department. We need, we need them to help us, control the crowd and so forth. For me, that's what I've been seeing and that's what I've been noticing. But I haven't seen a religious maybe group of people, or maybe a Christian side who will be able to organize, or maybe to form uniform where people are still to be corrected too. But do you think religious people should be seen in that form manner with mixed uniform? Because man, the people that have mixed clothes and even their clothes that they're also wearing, sometimes people may likely use that to also infiltrate. Do you think it is the right way to go as religious people?
Maybe all these things for me, I don't think these are things that people supposed to be doing. Yes, I will not. These things they are not good for people to be doing, because we are in a modern ancient time. For you to see people always putting themselves in such a form and manner as if to say you are in a country that is not safe, you want to see yourself being protected. People, I don't really know why people go about doing this thing, but for me, I would say it make no sense, and I don't support this thing actually. Mhm.
Well, Mark, since we're already on this discussion, that just because we have Dr. Dube, I think we will also talk about Dr. Dube and one
Neighbor,
other.
neighbor,
Yeah, yeah.
1 minute. Mom, they say I will pape.
Who?
Reverend G.
Oh yeah,
Jackson.
Reverend Jesse Jackson.
Jesse
Yeah.
Jackson,
Yeah,
rather.
yeah, former two-time presidential candidate and founder of the Rainbow Coalition. He's the
Wow.
one of the more iconic black men in America, from civil rights movement to advocacy. He been on the front line for the longest. For as long as I've been doing myself, Reverend Jesse Jackson. I think he was one of those that gave rises to even the Obama presidency, because had it not been Jesse Jackson, there would have never been Obama. Ali, he was one of those people of color that ran for the presidency. So peace be to the arches, and yes, for sure, he's gone.
Yeah, yeah, so rest in peace.
Yes, yes. So, Mark, since we save onto the within Fulani Wahala, the Ministry of Justice has also have their say on that, and in fact, they put stop to every activities. But on today, the presidential press secretary, though, she have her own opinions on that. I don't know whether you read that, Mark or Brother Ali. But Mark, if you go back, that was her own opinion on the entire situation, and she have something to say, but with her portfolio, seeing her at the office, in fact, closer to the president, and having, our own opinion, which of course I respect 100%, but that met with a lot of mixed reactions, because she was also comparing the other religion and other people are saying, no, this is a trap. This is not religion, because if it were religion, then we say yes, but this is trap. This is not Mandingo, near the Gola, near the Quran, near the Va, because all of these tribes that are also naming, they are also form part of the Muslim religion. But we're talking about the Fulani.
All the 16 tribe.
Good.
Yeah,
So
we get Muslim and Christian all.
Good. So how come she will closer to the president in that office? We want to come out and play that role, or maybe give our own opinion in that form. Man, even though I don't know why you read that, but for me, other people.
I didn't read it. I was looking for it. I think Cyrus Snemane responded, but I couldn't comment because I didn't read the original post coming from Kula Fofana.
Yeah,
so I knew that she wrote something, but I didn't find the write-up that she did to read about it to know exactly what she meant or which position she was coming from. But the thing is, I keep saying it, when people do things, you don't look at the action, follow the intent. There is a reason. There are reasons that people will decide to go that route. Because, like I said, the first order of operation when it comes to the government is to protect lives and property. When the president takes an oath on election day, not even on election day, on inauguration day, his solemn responsibility is to protect lives and property from both domestic and international threats. That's the number one function of the president. So when you are creating a militia group in the name of protecting your businesses or your sanctuaries, then you are literally saying that you are not in total agreement with the state security, because that's government number one function. That's what it's supposed to do. So there is a need, there is a reason, that's something they are seeing that will make them to make such a move. And people are not looking at that. How often do you see the Fullers in Liberia for as long as they've been in Liberia talking about they are forming a militia group to protect their businesses? Because they are not trusting the security that should be there. Matter of fact, like you said, during election time, and people call it our source city, people well attired in Lofa County with khakis and they're buried. So
That's just it. But Ali, what say you with what Monk just said? Because Monk is also right. Because if you are now maybe training your own people, and if I must say something, because most of the programs there, for example, last time maybe sometimes maybe somebody crusade or somebody activity go for months, weeks, 2 weeks or so forth. But if you want to train people that you think that you want them to protect you for a long period of time, then that's a serious contradiction. Then that means you are not telling the state that no, we no longer trust you. So I think all in all, what we want to do is that we want to protect ourselves. But are you, is that what we are sensing here, or maybe they just training people just because they want to train people?
Or like Monk said, excuse me, if you want to do that just for maybe 1 day, 2-3 days, that makes sense. But if that long period of time, then there should be a motive behind it, because these people have been in the country. We've been there in the country for a very long period of time, years upon years. We have never seen this happening. So there should be a motive behind it, because even if they say tomorrow Ramadan Day, the government always provide security for us.
Yes.
You see, when we go in D12 to pray, we go in SKD, we go in ATM, whatsoever form of thing we go in on to conduct our prayer for that day, government provides security for us. You see, so for me, there is no justification. There should be something else they want to do. There should be a motive behind this. It's not about protecting their businesses or prayer and all of that. If they say for their businesses and what have you, you're been in the country for a very long period of time doing your business and you will leave it, you go pray, all of these things. Why only now you want to form militia group to protect your businesses and your home when you're going to the mosque? So probably they don't trust the security in the country no more.
But even to the mosque aspect that they even put there, or in fact that even our sister Kula for fun even talk about, so that when the full people can go to the mosque.
Nope. So why the other chap are not recruiting people to do the same?
Malaysia, this grew is that something. It should be something that they should say, yeah, we want all Muslims to be involved. Whether you Kra male or you Crew male or you Gio male or you why you Muslim to incorporate everybody. Well, it shouldn't just be Fulanese. So that one, when you doing it like that, then it will show different signal out there. Because if you doing it, then not only Fulani people get businesses in Liberia, then not Madingo people alone. All Muslim, Christian, everybody get businesses. You see, so for me, I support that. So I never came across Wakula Road, but
yes.
Yeah, I'll forward to you a mock. I don't know whether people can go through a quick then maybe in 1 minute time, then so that we can transition to another talking point before we go.
Hold on, let me see.
I'll send it to you, Mark, and I'll send it to Brother Ali, so you can be checking quickly. Let me do the other talking while you people do the checking. Yeah, and there's something that I forward to. I don't know, but anyway, that will come out when we're discussing the code ruling, because I forward something to one of you. I have to do I think Brother Ali that have to do with I don't know whether the guy was assistant minister or deputy minister, Benedict Koluba, right? Brother Ali? Yeah, I think I sent something to you where he talk about today his own experience about the court. But that will come out when we into the Dr. Tobai Wahala. Well, Mr. Kanan also here. Mr. Kanan, good evening and welcome.
They plenty things I can read, my man. Like I watch you, I get patient.
We ain't got time to cover that right now. I was about to say the same. That's our opinion. Maybe we'll look at it tomorrow, but we can't be on the show and just go over it.
Yeah.
We want us to read it to the entire audience, but I don't think we'll have time for that. We got so much to cover here.
Yes,
and maybe just before you introduce Mr. Kanan, I hope you can find the Constitution. I can send you a copy. I want for to read one provision before we close up on the Prophet Key situation and the Chief Justice. That's why I told you, in any serious manner country, an article of impeachment will have been prepared by now for that Chief Justice.
Which article are we looking for?
Just look for Article 70 of the Liberian Constitution.
Okay. All right. Go ahead, Mr. Kanan.
Welcome. Yeah. Why Mabon check for it?
Yeah. It's okay. I will wait for Mabon to do that because I'm interested in that as well. First of all, I want to say good afternoon, good morning, and good evening, depending where you are. And as always, a big thank you to Monk, my brother Aliyu, also our chief himself, Mabon, for always holding the ground. I mean, we are doing great as a platform because we are the only platform that really stick to the issues. We discuss trending issues in the country without any regards to who is at the receiving end or who is actually doing it. We always, keep our people informed. So kudos to Sktv for everything that we do on a daily basis. So for every time I come here, it is my responsibility to acknowledge the good you guys are doing for the Sktv and for Liberia as a country. So a big thank you to you guys for everything. Melbourne, continue to search the Constitution because I was looking at another provision of the Constitution today as well. I think that is Article 74. But it's around the same Article 70 where you have the Supreme Court and all their rules and what they can do, what they cannot do. And I went further. I also did some research in the area of this whole idea of inherent power, that belongs to, to the court, whether it's the Supreme Court or any other court in the country. So I made some research on that, and I was a little bit, concerned in what I saw. Also, I researched the area where the Constitution asks that the Supreme Court or a contempt, a punishment for a contempt or contempt of the court should be something punishment should be a fixed punishment prescribed by the
The legislature.
legislature. And I look at for Liberia, that is there, but what is there? It says $300, now an amount not more than $300, also, or imprisonment not more than 30 days.
Mhm.
So, and when I saw that the Supreme Court sentenced Prefect Key for 6 months, as whether that was legal or not, I also found that there is something called inherent power. But again, the provision of that also very clear. Inherent power, it doesn't mean that you should abuse the power. That's why there are other laws on the book. It says no provision, no action, or anything that will abrogate or violate any provision of this constitution. Especially there are areas where they went further to say those laws that are on the books, especially the inherent power that are not mentioned, say they are not limitless. See, it's not like it doesn't have limit. That because you have the power, you have inherent power, it doesn't mean that you can do anything you want. Because they say they don't want you to violate the fundamental right of the citizens. So even though we are not legal practitioners, but we can read with comprehension. So I will wait to listen to hear the provision my friend Amon is referring to,
Yes.
and then we can talk about it in details.
Well, so Mark, here Article 70, right? You said Article 70
No, Article 74.
or 74. Okay. All right, then let me go to
Yes,
74.
So I was right. That was the article I was talking about, Mom. That's what I read.
Oh, okay, that's good. All right, so Article
All right,
74.
yeah, this is why it says, right? You want me to read
Yes.
it to the audience?
Yes, yeah, go ahead, Mark. Go ahead. Go ahead, Mark.
It said all the matters of contempt of court, whether in the Supreme Court or in other courts, the penalties to be imposed shall be fixed by the legislature and shall conform to the provision of fundamental rights laid down by the Constitution. Don't forget, we have other provisions and laws, right? Like the penal law. That's why I keep telling people, when you want to understand the Liberian Constitution, you have to read the American Constitution, because that's the framework for almost 75% of the countries around the world. The British Constitution, because America came from Great Britain, so anything you see in America is what the British people put into place as well. And all the framework, I'm not saying word for word, but the whole architecture framework of laws around the world, 75% of the countries around the world, they use that standard. What Sekou just said, Sekou said something very important. We talk about inherent power. But even in the inherent power, when you look at the U.S. Constitution, they got inherent power is applied to all three branches of government: the presidential power, congressional power, and the judicial power. The reason they say inherent power in the U.S. here, it was mainly to manage the operation, to maintain decorum, and to ensure the efficiency of judicial function. But in this provision, we are talking about the fundamental law of the land, which is the Constitution, that anything relating to punishment, whether it be a contempt, it must come from the first branch of government, because the guys they call check and balances. The reason, the idea behind it in this country is because when you give the court that much power, it may in instances they will abuse that power. So in order to exercise check and balances, the punishment coming from the court cannot come from the court itself, because they are the ones that will be prosecuting cases. They give it to another branch of government. That's why I keep telling you, I said, in a real country right now, that your chief justice, he didn't only cross the line, he's setting a bad precedent. It's a power grab. It's a draconic move by that man. That's a violation of the Constitution, because it says it clearly in Article 74. When you want to punish someone, whether you call it inherent or non-inherent power, it cannot come from you. That's why I said Prophet Kid's bigger mistake was he should have called for the Supreme Court and the entire bench to recuse themselves, because it made no sense for a chief justice to make a case against you and then preside over the same case. That was the biggest mistake. Not only that, so you're telling me that this man that's supposed to be the chief justice, he can't even review the fundamental tenet of our own constitution. Because how can you be the same one punishing the man? You presided over the case, you brought a case against them, even the punishment that should be done by our lawmaker, you violated it. But you know, like right now, our country anyway, our country brother. So, I tell you what, I just want to give our audience a little.
So yeah, so so yes, if you listen to the Supreme Court and those who supports the Supreme Court's decision will argue that there is a set punishment prescribed by the legislature in 1972, I guess. I don't know, I can't exactly remember the exact year, but I think it's around that time. That was a long time ago. That time, there are a lot of people on the platform right now that were not born. So that was since 1972 or so. And that's only talk about that punishment only talks about not in a fine, not more than $300, and also of imprisonment not more than 30 days. Let's assume that the court has the right to, to somehow exercise their right of contempt, against anybody who violates the court's order. Basically, the inherent power, like Mon rightly said, was meant to enable the court to manage themselves, to decide which court to take on, to decide, which case to take on, to decide a lot of things as far as the operation and management of the court is concerned. But when it comes to contempt punishment, let's assume if you go with the one that is on paper that says not more than $300 and not less than, not more than 30 days. What about the 6 months?
Yep. That's way outside the line.
So that's way, outside the prescribed punishment that is on the book. That even though that I believe that is outdated, that has outlived its usefulness because a lot has happened. In fact, if you listen to what we heard from Councillor Tewon Gongolo yesterday, he said abusive languages or abusive word or any other abuse, those things will remove, will rebuke, from our laws. So that means that statement even kind of like eradicates the idea of any document, any law being on the books that they could use. They could use that relying to actually punish Profaki. That means there's no law that you can point to currently in our constitution or in our framework of documents in that govern our country that would prescribe or indicate that Profaki should go to jail. So that means the only reliance that they have at this point, per the lawyer, the former minister of justice and former solicitor general Tewon Gongolo, who is a constitutional professor currently serving, it means that the Liberian government, through the Supreme Court, only punishing Profaki based on moral argument. The Supreme Court being, a sacred body, so nobody should actually dare to insult or disrespect anybody on the bench of the Supreme Court. That I agree with that. That's a moral argument. But now the question now to the lawyers now, is that enough to punish anybody? Because the Constitution says no action from the court or from any entity of the government or anybody, any citizen of Liberia should be punished or be subjected to anything that will contradict or abrogate any provision of the Constitution, including the fundamental right of individuals. So, should we say now Profaki's fundamental right has been violated under the art of freedom of speech, freedom of expression, and Also, Prophet Key levied an allegation that the Supreme Court Justice, the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, was involved in corruption, in conflict of interest. That part of the allegation was not addressed. The only part that was considered, that was discussed, and for which I believe he was punished for, was the fact that they said the man insulted the court, and the man insulted the mother of the Supreme Court justice, one of the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. So, not to keep on this Prophet Key conversation, I think the points are very clear, and the people know exactly what's going on. But what I listened to yesterday, after when I spoke, the way I spoke last night and yesterday on the show, I got a call from some people who had different opinion, and what I deduced from their conversation was that the people, almost 90% of those who are supporting the Supreme Court, have two reasons. Either they have a vested interest in the Supreme Court, in what is going on, so they want to be on the safe side, to be on the part of the side of the Supreme Court, so that the Supreme Court will now have certain action against them, or maybe the Supreme Court will not be reluctant to give them certain favor, like most of the lawyers, like some people, some politicians that have some stuff going on. They know at the end of the day they will go to the Supreme Court. They want to be on the right side of the Supreme Court. So Prophet Key will not win in their court right now, no matter what. And we have two courts. We have court of popular opinion, and we have the real court. And for the most part, if you win a court of popular opinion, that can sway the decision of the actual court, or even any branches of any one of the branches of the government. So you have other people who are angry at Prophet Key because they are considered as people who have been victimized by Prophet Key onslaughts. Prophet Key decision to insult anybody's mother, anybody who disagree with, or when they give him money to insult anybody's mother, he will insult them. And the latest victim was normally Kanga Lawrence, being insulted, mother, father, an entire generation being insulted, being subjected to a lot of things by seeing Prophet Key. So, for example, Musa Ability being insulted, it might be insulted by Prophet Key, calling the mother names. You don't expect those people to support Prophet Key, because as long as they are holding on to what have been done to them, they will speak against him, because they will see this as deterrent that will somehow send a caveat, or somehow serve as precedent to the will-be in people that want to be insulting other people and other people's mother. But for me, among other people, I'm not looking at it from a personal standpoint. I'm looking at it from a legal standpoint, even though I'm not a legal practitioner. But what we can read and what we understand, there's no provision or any laws on the books right now in Liberia that actually gave the Supreme Court the right to do what they just did. Because if that law that was written by Councillor Ganglo repute somebody being punished for insult, or any legal remedy against somebody for insulting people, if that is being repealed, that means we do not have that anymore.
Yeah.
That it does not exist anymore.
Yes.
So that means you cannot hold somebody for something that is not on the books. It's not there. So for me personally, I believe there are mistakes on the part of the Supreme Court, but maybe those mistakes should be somehow to be done willfully, or they did it just to satisfy their belief simply because they believe Liberian people we don't read. We don't read. We don't make research. And we go with the wave. We go with the wind blow. And we a majority of our people too. We support anything that will sound in favor of our party or of our government in power. Or your opposition or in opposition. People don't read. They don't rationalize everything that happens. They will go by the wave. Only some of all we have time to go and do a little research here and there instead of our opinion. And then sometimes when you do that, you'll be attacked for that. Some people even hold grudges against you for not taking this how they're taking. They want you to be one of those yes sir or yes man. So we can want to do our own. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So that then what happened to all of the lawyers? Because I think the reason why we have at least most of our citizens or our brothers and sisters doing the law is at least to be able to educate the public and to tell the public exactly what's going on. So what happened? Should we now say that because there are a lot of opinions that come out from most of our lawyers and everything go the way the entire judiciary or the chief justice or the entire team win? What happened?
Okay. So not to overstate what I've said before. I told you we have two groups of people in supporting the decision from the court. First, there are a lot of lawyers or other politicians who have vested interest in the Supreme Court. That they don't want to be on the wrong side of the Supreme Court at this point, especially to bring the Supreme Court to public ridicule. So whatever the decision, the outcome of the Supreme Court's decision, they will support that. Either sincerely or based on their interest. So those people then call them lawyer. There are a lot of lawyers that are not good lawyers. A lot of people guys,
So they're lawyer friends.
Yeah, some of the people then guys, those law friends, then some of them guys, I can tell you this, Mabel. Most of the people in the court and the lawyers, they are all friends. They are all friends, especially the ones that get plenty of cases in other areas that they want to take to the Supreme Court. Some of them already got their cases in the Supreme Court, in the docket, sitting there, and it's coming up. You think the people that want to say something that will go against the Supreme Court, and they expect the Supreme Court to help them? The Supreme Court was kind of adjudicating things based on merits, on integrity, on truth, by the law. Then you have no fear, right? You will do whatever you got to do. But over there in Liberia, but there's nothing like a fairness. You know what Prophet Key said? The justice system is working because the Prophet Key was put under the impression that just be soft, respect the people, be nice to them, say a good thing about them, then they will have mercy on you. But Prophet Key didn't know that he was that was a trap for him.
For me, this whole Prophet Key thing, the way like more what you just read, in my mind, I believe these people is not to say they don't know all those article, they don't know all of this law. They know everything. But like Mr. Kane said, they will do it. They say, oh, Liberia people can do research and we go about and do what we want to do. This is not just about Prophet Key. Those people have decided to silence all critical voices in the country. So they just want to use the Prophet Key case to be like, oh yeah, we set precedent to scare everybody in the country to say, oh yeah, they can do it to Prophet Key, they can do it to everybody, any other person. They targeting people like Yeke Koluba, all our critical voices in the country. This is all they want to do because they will say, oh, you're not Lord Joseph Wakala, old man, hold day you're causing the old man, this and that. They just want to silence the critical voices. While you read more, the justice minister, the Chief Justice, he knows it very well. Members of the Supreme Court bench, they know that thing. They know it very well. They know what they are doing. Why you think they just told Prophet Key carry him straight to the to them? They never even carry him to lower court, nothing, and they come but straight. It takes Prophet Key carry him to the Supreme Court instead of he cases start from lower court when no way they enter the Supreme Court. But Prophet Key won't start from Supreme Court. So where you going at the end? And all other judges in the country, they have been intimidated, like Mr. Kane said, because they get cases. You see, if you go, you say something now, you go to Supreme Court tomorrow, you finish messing up. So they will remain silent in our country. This is not about Prophet E. These people know what they are doing. They want to silence everybody in our country. When they're stealing you, whatsoever they do you, the moment you speak, then they say, okay, they lock you up because they already tell you, say we set precedent, so nobody is above the law. They know what they are doing. It's not to say they don't know this law, but that's Liberia for us.
Maybe you're
Maybe
going for
I
a
will go.
break.
That question I was about to ask you.
I think maybe I'm saying yes.
Yes, we're going for break. I don't know why you people will be on. Y'all want to play something and go for the break?
So go where you
Oh,
got
so
to. We should take a
if
break. Or,
if if, if we can listen to it now, if we can listen to it, then we'll just be on here.
no, we
Are
hold the
we?
line. We come back.
Can we listen to it or no?
No wait until maybe we're gonna do the setup
Okay,
program.
all right. No, but then we can hold the line. We can talk about some of the things that we're
Mhm.
talking about.
Yeah.
Even elaborate a little more on it
Mhm.
while you go on the break. On break, we'll be here.
Yeah, so
So
I wanted to come in real quick. I
go
think
ahead,
you
Mom.
something the Prophet Key argument that we missed over the past couple of days. Prophet Key was correct. And that's why I said from day one, I said there's an intimidation tactic because I know
Mm.
you got to go to law school. When you catch an elevator, you catch it from the ground floor. You don't catch it from the top floor.
True.
Yeah.
Yes.
So they
Mhm.
took it straight to the Supreme Court. And people, that's why Prophet Q went there with the whole idea of going to beg and to seek mercy. Because they told him, oh, you know, they're not common in Liberia. You are already violated the moral codes of Liberia because they know
Yeah.
the criminal aspect of it. So just go there and
Hold
go
on,
and
Evie.
beg. And by some means, they will feel sorry for you.
Yeah,
So
they will feel sorry for you.
yeah. So the man who came with the idea that words are meant to be used, the play he was supposed to use was he went there with the intention to go and back. So the chief judge said, okay, but then I got this fool. I can get take advantage of him.
Yeah, they play as saw Profeki. I saw that Profeki has given up when Profeki took the chin from your neck. He gave it to the wife.
Yeah,
He
you
gave
are
to
out
your
for
wife.
me.
The man, imagine they want here. It look like I'm going to jail now. So
Let me take it out.
you know that the mercy I was seeking, I'm not going to get it because Profeki cried. He got on his knees, But anyway, Abraham called. Abraham want to say something. Let's listen to our brother Abraham. Abraham can run away when I'm on the show. I want Abraham to be on the show when I'm there. But anyway, let's listen to Abraham. Abi, what's up, my man?
Fascinating topic, and this is something I'm not going to go away with right now, quite honestly, because it has a complete national and international implication in terms of the effect or the after effects, so to speak. But again, let me say good afternoon to Monk and other guys, and then Mabel and of course Aliu. Seko, the history of that country, people need to retrospect a little bit. When church people got impeached in our country, it was a similar judicial overreach. During the Dole era, I know a lot of younger people will not understand why church people got impeached in our country.
Mm-hmm.
He was going around literally intimidating judges, telling them how some of them are not educated and not qualified. And he shamed them, he body shamed some of those people publicly. When he did it to Hamper Belly, who happened to tie to Samuel Dole, that's how the case came to him, and the legislative branch took a stand against him and he got impeached. So is the case with the young niggas situation. Now, you cannot be the judge and the jury at the same time. Unfortunately, there's no precedent of this kind of behavior in the Johnny Lewis, John Milton TJ. For the legal blind, just for I think 2 or 3 days. But for you to have a man that will be the complainant and the jury and the judge in a case, and incarcerate somebody for 6 months, and not only that, telling him you should write publicly that you would never insult. So even he's telling us, even mistakenly, in Prophet Key's life, when he mistakenly even insult or suck a tea or somebody, they will sue him and predicate it under him to be incarcerated. This is draconian, and it's bad for the country. People need to speak up against this thing endlessly. I understand the political figure in our country got a lot of ties to the Supreme Court, so they don't want to take the logical side of the law, but rather they will side here based on sentiment. And that's siding with the Supreme Court based on the legality of the case. Yemi president is a bad thing. He's telling her that even if somebody insults a daughter, he can take a kid to the
Yeah.
It's a bad position. His belly is entirely, and all that need to condemn his behavior. That's what I wanted to add on that. Thanks, Minister.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you so much. Mong and Ali, what say you guys, my man?
Why you mean on this stuff?
Yeah,
You know,
on why AB just before.
I stopped away a little bit when AP was on. I didn't get the whole thing. And he was very, very low from my end. I don't know if people are hearing. I think the sound quality, yeah, Cindy Anderson, you're just saying the same thing too. So I didn't get him really clear. Ali, are you there? I think Ali stepped away from your monitor as well. Hello? Seku, you there?
This whole thing, the Prophet Key thing, as I said, people just have to be careful in the country. The Unity Party want to cut down free speech in the country, and I don't really know everything that these people did that brought them to power today, and these are things that they are against. Like to say, oh yeah, Yeke Koluba was not elected, he was somebody that was maybe appointed them, but now they feeling getting rid of him. Or I don't know if you came across that video or Mong where him or Darius Delon was appreciating Prophet Key because he raised money for his campaign and even put him on his campaign team about $2,000 US. This man did all of these things, and where did he get the money from? Because he was causing people money here and there, and this is how he raised money for Darius Delon. Even the Unity Party, according to him, he raised money for Joseph Waka campaign. While the what Prophet Key was doing for him to raise money and give it to you, and I causing people man, where you're making us say, oh, Joseph Waka, a man of integrity, man of wisdom, somebody who sit on social media whole day, denigrating women. He do where people give him money, he can't take it and give it to you, then your whole aid. And today, you're going after him. You have put him behind bars for 6 months for causing man cost. The same thing with Yeke Koluba. Yeke Koluba was vocal, insulting people. You hear him. And the same thing Yeke Koluba was doing according to Darius Delon, Yeke Koluba ain't changed. We the one change. Because that the same thing he was doing yesterday, and he continued the same thing today. But you only wanted Yeke Koluba to be insulting other people, to be vocal, and when you come to power, you're doing the same thing, he should clap for you. No. So today you're calling him crazy man. And because they know they don't have the power.
Mr. Masari, can you guys hear me?
Loud and clear, I'm hearing you.
Okay, yeah, because I was using my phone and then Mr. Dishu called from Belgium. So I'm gonna turn my phone. So I'm using the computer now.
Oh. So to say they had the power to say, oh, we can impeach Yeke Koluba, we can take you from there. Then by now they finish taking you from there. Because the same thing Yeke did yesterday, they are carrying on, they see corruption, they see lawlessness, and all the funny thing and foolish thing Yeke speaking today, they against him. So they do the thing so they can find means to get to Yeke. This is not just our Prophet Key. These people, they find means to get to Yeke and other critical voices. They know what they are doing. And this is why they never send Prophet Key to any lower court. They carry him straight to the Supreme Court, where nobody will even say talk for him. Because case will not come from Supreme Court and stand to be corrected, then you are carried back to lower court. I know what that can happen.
Mr. Masale.
Yes.
Honorable Dishiel, Melvin Dishiel is on the line from Belgium. Can we give him some time to say something while we wait, neighbor?
Sure. Yes.
All right, Mr. Dishiel, you're on. You're live.
Okay, fellow Liberians and the guests on the Sktv. I think today we stand at a defining moment in our democracy. Our constitution declares that the judiciary is independent. It declares that justice must be blind. It declares that the colors are a co-equal branch of government. But let us ask ourselves honestly and today, does the current system truly protect all independence? That's the question I'm trying to ask, because I believe that with having selective justice thrown right in our faces here, And we cannot say nothing much because the head of the judiciary, which is the Chief Justice, have loyalty to the executive, have loyalty to partisan, and this creating a friction within the Liberian setting that whatever opinion that the court render is being debated all around. Why should it be when we should only go and look into the Constitution and check the law out that stated the article that stated that particular problem and how to solve it? But if we having a Chief Justice that running a decision of his own, then we have serious problem and a future problem. I believe that we should start to have a reform in selection process of a Chief Justice of the Republic of Liberia. That's what we're going to be discussing in the future because we have a serious problem and I don't think it's going to end until we have a reform, rethinking judiciary independence in Liberia. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much. So, did you guys hear that?
Oh, I heard him loud and clear. I think he was more audible than AB from my end. I don't know if other people.
Okay. Yeah. He was very loud and clear from my end. Yeah. So, Mr. Masale, go ahead and continue what you were saying. Then I want to speak to what Mr. Dishiu just talked about.
That means that
I already laid my thought. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought you did, but I didn't want just to override, your opinion. So yeah. So let me say this. In Liberia, like Moon said earlier, the Liberian constitution is modeled after what we have here in the United States and in so many countries around the world. They set the foundation of the United States Constitution as the basis of all constitutional documents around the world, especially the one that work with the democratic principles. So one thing that we have that is different from what we have here in America. In Liberia, like America, the Chief Justice are appointed, or members of the justices, of the Supreme Court are appointed by the president. Like in America, like in the United States. Like in Liberia. But the only difference, which is very huge difference, the Supreme Court justices in America sometimes, some of them will bend to support an ideology based on their belief, either being a liberal or conservative. In Liberia, many people in Liberia, many judges in Liberia, they bend the rules based on their personal loyalty to the presidency. Because there's nothing called judicial independence in Liberia. The president controls all branches of government in Liberia. Most of the time we hear, Liberia is a country of law. The president is only the president. We have 3 branches, the co-equal branches that law when it comes to Liberia, because it doesn't show in our behavior and the way we do things in our country. You remember very well how a certain Speaker of the House was removed illegally before the eyes of the court. And you know why this man he's now the Supreme Court, Chief Justice of the Supreme Court today? Because the actions, when he tried to do the right thing first,
He said the Supreme Court, he said that the speaker was removed illegally. The process was wrong. He was attacked. He was threatened to be removed. He was threatened to be impeached. Guess what? He went in the Zoe Bush with them. They told him to take their SAR. If you take our SAR, right now we're going to have a vacancy in the Supreme Court in terms of the speaker, the Chief Justice position. We can give it to you, but we got to win this case. This is a landmark case for us. Our government will go down, or our government will be stable or unstable based on the outcome of this case. And guess what? He took 400, one can say 360, degree turn. But he took 460 degree turn. And then what he did, he openly opposed and descended against the opinion of his colleagues on the bench. With what we call in politics quid pro quo, for exchange of the position. You listen to Unity Party supporters over time. They have shared a time without number that they may got to listen to us. We making this, we making that, we're giving the position, and that's true. They're giving the position. So what do you expect from the man who was giving the position based on quid pro quo? You owe loyalty to Joseph Nima Bwaka in the Unity Party. You owe them. So, not to put Melbourne and, Truth FM in trouble. I mean the one saying it.
Yeah, what it can't tell me when that's
I mean the one saying it. They're not Truth FM saying anything. I don't want saying it one yet. I'm saying it based on facts. That you guys know that these are facts. It happened before all of us. The man was called names. He was called a drunkard by a certain representative that the man was speaking liquor talk when he disagreed with them. But my own brother, for the family, he said the Chief Justice, how come that man was not charged with contempt? Who called a certain member of the justice of the Supreme Court or drunkard that the man spoke as a drunk person? He said the man was, what the man was saying was a liquor talk. But there was no act of contempt or even cautioning. So they can't even go and try Yeke Koluba. Because you know what? If Yeke Koluba could be, charged or called to question him or any act of contempt against him, then the same thing should go for a lot of other people, including the people from the United Party House of Representatives. So what I'm trying to say here in short, I know we almost, I think we are back now, right, Mabel? We're back on the radio?
Yes, we're back. We are back 100%.
Okay, all right, so let me conclude what I was saying here. The Chief Justice owes the people of the Unity Party and Joseph Nima Bwaka his loyalty. That is a fact. The lawyers are afraid. They don't want to step on the toes of the members of the Supreme Court because most of them guys, there are cases there and they always want to be on the good side of the Supreme Court. The ordinary people, the ordinary politicians, political actors, majority of them still looking for a judge, still hopeful that Joseph Bwaka government still got 3 years or more to go, so they will get job. So you don't expect anything good out of them. And the common people, they are divided, not based on truth, not based on honesty, not based on integrity, but based on loyalty to political party. As long as something is done under this government, and you are a sympathizer of Joseph Nima Bwaka government or supporter of Joseph Nima Bwaka or Unity Party, you are obliged. They feel like the loyalty to prove their loyalty and commitment to Unity Party is to stand with Unity Party regardless of what, whether they are wrong or right, whether they are doing the right thing or doing the wrong thing, as long they are supporter of the Unity Party, to prove their loyalty and commitment to the Unity Party is to laugh for them, is to bang the roof for them, is to support anything Unity Party support, even if it is at the detriment of our country. So that they're where we are.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Khan. Even add up to the people or to the citizens, you are quite correct, because just imagine the government is now posting about how Liberia on the #2 place when it comes to I don't know, fuel price or what kind of price. But Mr. Khan asked the same citizen, how much are they paying for transportation? But some of them will be celebrating and say yes. In fact, Liberia sell record. But which record? Now you are posting that yes, your country comes to this place when it comes to price or maybe something. But what the impact on the life of the people? The same people, but they'll be jubilating, they'll be celebrating, they'll be defending. So for me, all in all, these are facts. For me, I'm just so frustrated in some of our lawyers. But like you said, Mr. Khan, I think it just opened the eyes of some of our people out there who believe that they 100% trust these people. Some of them will fight their case, some of them will fight for them. Because mind you, I think this Chief Justice have a few more years to go, and his term will be ending, and another person too will be taking that position. So it's just the power. Yeah.
Remember, let me ask the two of you guys. During this born election 2023, the Honorable Councillor Kevin Gonglo, before we went to the second round, before even anything, so Councillor Gonglo's party endorsed the Unity Party. They endorsed the Unity Party. So they endorsed the Unity Party with the thinking that Unity Party will share position and he will get one of the positions. But when the Ministry of Justice was gone, when all the BB position for lawyer they were gone, they weren't going to come back. They started to take back his endorsement, right? So
they may want to retrieve the endorsement.
So I'm saying these things just to tell you guys that if you're in Liberia, you're not following the happenings in the country. You don't know what's going on in our country. You don't follow the attitude and the behavior of people in our country. You'll be carried by the name, the title, the record. But I can tell you, we that live in America, let me tell you this right now, those of you in Liberia that are listening to us. Some of the people what they call ministers, lawyer, counselor this, counselor that. Some of them, when they come here, when they speak, we can be ashamed of ourselves. Some of them, I'm not saying all of them, some of them. Some people, they can call them representative, honorable this, honorable that. When they open their mouth, you feel ashamed to be identified as Liberians. Majority of them are not up to the task. Majority of them are not credible. Majority of them, they have no integrity whatsoever. Everything is about what goes to their pocket and what lasts in the future for them in their pocket. Nothing about integrity, nothing about country, and nothing about the future of their own children. It's all about themselves. It's all about their pocket. And that's how they see government job as a job that you can get to be rich. And they see government job, they see the government of Liberia as the only way of getting job. There's no other way of getting money. So the biggest and the highest employer in the country is the government. So everybody feel like, you know what? I mean, the people are in power. I gotta be with them because
you can kiss the ring. Gotta kiss the ring.
We don't know the government are coming. We don't even know whether the government can move on there, not move on there. So you gotta be on the right side of this government. So that's what they do in Liberia. So it's not about the country, but the saddening part of the whole thing is that those who are suffering, the regular people, they are also unable to talk for themselves. They don't even own their own brain right now. They have been brainwashed completely. They have divided themselves into pros and cons, depending on which government is in power. And they care less about their own well-being, about their children, whatsoever, nothing. Because we expect politicians to lie to us. We expect politicians to do things that will favor them. But we expect we ourselves, the Liberian, the common people, to stand for ourselves. But that's not the case in Liberia. That's why we will continue to suffer the way we are right now as a country. I'm not saying we want to say we. I'm not talking about myself. Right now, I live in America and I work, and at least I can afford to keep up with myself. Well, it helps some people in Liberia and also around. However, if the whole country is suffering, we should all consider that as we suffering. What about the people themselves who are suffering? What are they doing? What do they think about themselves? Do they have the courage to fight for themselves and stand for themselves? That has been the problem among.
And they are also hoping, Mr. Kane, quickly, I'll follow something to Monk and that about Aliu. I think they will see it. And the people themselves too, Mr. Kane, that you said, they are also hoping. But guess what? All of their hope, all of their thinking that, oh yeah, maybe when they get into the system, that at least that they will benefit. Some of them, they put you into the system, Mr. Kane, for example, and they give you $100 per month. What would that do for you?
Let me just correct. Somebody just said that it was Honorable Fambula that said that called him. But that's what I said. That's what I said. I said for the Fambula, right?
Yeah, for the Fambula.
It's for the Fambula from Bon, I think from Bon County. I think
even lower Bon County.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. So to that quickly, Mr. Kana, yes, you're right. Those ones are even educated. Like, for example, quite recently we saw Councillor Kanyo Baba, for example. You see people crossing over just because of what they can get, not about the country. You see people moving from another political. You know, Mr. Kana, you say something. This I think that's some of what I've been saying for ever so long. That our citizens, they got to open their eyes, because if not, almost 99% of these people are not in their interest. See, in my own country, when I and also in my opinion, every day the man is campaigning. Every day the man go among the people there, nothing else. They have to talk about how to campaign, how to tell the people what's happening, what the government doing, how the government is. Everything is about the government, what the government doing. So nothing they have for the people, but how to get elections, how to be re-elected. So, Mom, that stuff I just sent you, that what happened in Bonny County.
We're talking about that. I think because of the time limit, we'll talk about that in Dr. Nyan issue tomorrow.
Yes.
Because that one goes to the educational sector and how people are doing way too much. And when you get one man kind of playing the role of a teacher and the principal at the same time, it's not going to reduce the quality of the education, because you cannot perform all those roles. You cannot be a teacher or administrator and everything. So we'll talk about that hopefully tomorrow. But I think Sekou just said something right. You know, the reason we're still on the topic is not because of Prophet Key. Is that what I say? It's bigger than Prophet Key. So technically, we've been on the topic for the past 3 days. It's all about the president. It's all about the control. And Sekou said something very profound about keeping people hostage. And I believe that's one of the many reasons we cannot get any economic progress, because the government weaponized control using economic power. When everybody will look up to the government for survival, why make it they want to make the country better? Because when you are doing better, when you can look for money and find job for yourself, you become independent. And they don't want that independence. They want you looking up to them. So technically, the system is designed just to make sure that it stay in power. Because can you imagine the place you see redress from the Supreme Court? They are also beholden because they're afraid. All the lawyers in the country, you know, the reason I told you to play that video yesterday, because Tewan Gongo spoke for less than 3 minutes, but Tewan Gongo implicated the Supreme Court because he talked about the law that were never punishable, the one that were repealed. In matter of fact, the Supreme Court going, or kind of coming up with a ruling based on moral, and we don't use morals to convict people in the code of law. So when I saw that video, I said, "What? They want Gonglo? You tell me say you can't tell me say you compromise, because if you compromise now, then I don't think Liberian people believe any lawyer over there, because you have a history of being a poor man lawyer, you've been an advocate. So if you are telling me there are no laws or provisions on the book to persecute Prophet Key or to hinder ruling or jail time, then you are literally implicating the Chief Justice." And that's exactly what they did by intimidating him. So when I sat over there, I said, "You're telling me all the lawyers that attended that hearing, they're sitting over there, an entire group, none of them were able to come up with at least an opposing or dissenting opinion." You know, the reason we go to the Supreme Court, people always get it right. The Supreme Court does not need to be right. That's why they call the Supreme Court ruling stay an opinion, because they look at so many things. In the Supreme Court, they look at public opinion. They got something they call legal legality. It means that hard will see it, but it's not even the truth. So the Supreme Court, they are not God. They are not like their ruling is 100% right. It's just that we cannot keep arguing our way to nowhere. So the system was set up in a way that if it get to these guys, if they cannot agree, then it will stop right here. That's why the Supreme Court is all about. That's the last buster. So for you to have 10 or 20 or 15 lawyers sitting over there, and not a single one of them, even though they're seeing firsthand that their constitution is being abused, looking at a power grab, and not one of them could even read a sentence and say, "You know what, we don't agree with this. This is not right." It says a lot about the country. And I think that's the entire stuff that we just covered about using government power and poverty to keep people under bondage, that they will see their right, but they still won't be able to speak, even though you are abusing them. That's the worst place Liberia has reached in history. It's sad. And that's just where it is, man. If lawyers cannot do it, then why you think politicians will end up doing it? It won't work. That's what we cannot do.
Well, you quickly, any other thing before we go to the line to interact with our people? Because we already...
So maybe before Ali comes in, let me say something that you guys were talking about. I listened to you guys briefly were talking about something that had to do with the Fulani people forming militia group. I haven't listened or read the story, but what I learned from listening to you guys, it seems like there are some resentment about that, but I don't know where the contention is. But what I wanted to say is that when it comes to people taking action in the country, you don't mostly look at what they are doing. You look at the reason behind it, why they are doing it, the rationale behind it, and the audacity in the first place. What making the people to even do this? But what I want to say, I think Mon touched it a little bit, but I just want to follow up what Mon said, and then we will talk about this probably tomorrow more when I read and get some detailed information about what is going on with that. We are very fast to jump into religious and tribal sentiment when it comes to things. For the good or bad reason, we are very fast to do that, which is very, very unfortunate. Whether somebody is a Madingo, Kran, Pele, Gio, Mano, or any other tribe, their behavior should not be associated with their tribe or their religion. Whether you are citizen of Liberia or you are non-citizen, as long as you reside in Liberia, you have certain rights. And you are under the obligation to obey and respect the rule of law of Liberia, regardless of your status, citizen or non-citizen alike. So we can have these conversations without reducing it to tribal sentiment or religious connotations. That's not good for our country. If Melbourne does something wrong, deal with him as Melbourne. Don't even mention Grangie there or Clan. If Ali, deal with him as Ali. Don't mention Kankepmo or any tribe he's from. Likewise, Monk. Deal with all of us, even if you disagree with me on this platform. Deal with me as Seku, one of the panelists on the show. But don't forget, don't worry about my tribe. Don't worry about my religion. That got nothing to do with what I say. Because there are a lot of people from the same tribe or from the same religion that don't agree with me. So how will you implicate those who are not in line with me? But again, what we do in Liberia, we force people to react in a way that they don't want to. Because if you are attacking Melbourne, then while attacking Melbourne, because Melbourne is a Christian, you mention Christianity, then you will force other Christians to come in defense of Melbourne. Because that's not how it should be. So if a Fulani is a Muslim, and that Fulani does something, deal with him as the guy who did whatever he's doing. Forget about his tribe, forget about his religion. Then not everybody that are part of his religion or that are part of his tribe are subscribed to his behavior or are supporting what he or she is doing. And until we can learn to distinguish these things, we're not going anywhere as a country. We'll always be inflaming stuff. We'll be creating unnecessary problem where there's no problem. I just want to say that, Mabel.
Thank you, Mr. Kane. I think, yes, that's right. That's the best. Sometimes some of us, we always commenting because sometimes when we post, people want to link up with Honorable Musa or something. So, no, go to the issues instead of you attacking other people or maybe putting people names into our discussion that made no sense. But you're right. You're 100% right. These are things we do. And these are all distractions that people go into. Personally, they want to attack you, but they've been finding a way how to attack you. So the only way that they can attack you is to bring some kind of trap or something religious or stuff. But I go to the line to interact with our people. 0770-203125. That's the number to call this afternoon or this evening rather, and be part of the SKTV show. Let me move to the line quickly and take our first caller. David King, good evening.
Mr. Kanye, what you said, you're right. But Mr. Kanye, yes, a suspicion. When you go in this country, they constitute 85% of the Muslim community in our country. Is anybody forming any vigilante grouping? I think it should be from everyone who are Muslim. The guys are forming only Fulani to be the quote-unquote security unit that is trying to form. Why Madio, why VA, why Gula, PC, Mandi are not involved? This is also speaker. This is not speaking, attacking the Muslim community. I have one country, I would say, I am forming the defense force. Then what will you say about that? Now the guy from the Pentecostal church to say, I'm forming the Pentecostal defense force. The guy from Winner Jabba was the Winner Jabba defense force. So in order to continue all of these things, we have the national security apparatus who are responsible for the security of the state. And as such, we should give them that space to operate. If anybody has anything that threat against a religion, I don't see what is happening in Nigeria is happening in Liberia. So we need to get that clear. Now, the issue of Prophet Key. Prophet Key, what the government is doing, they are not saying Prophet Key because you saw that can make business water. But this government is cleverly using Prophet Key as a conduit to silence critical voices in the country. Because they see that when people criticize the government, immediately suddenly the government, like I spoke on one radio.
All right, thank you, my brother. I'll take another caller. Hello to this caller. Good evening.
Good evening, Mabel. How are you today?
Yes, my brother. Okay, thank God for that. Go ahead.
You know something Brother Sekou said this evening, it made a lot of real sense. And until we can reach to that particular point, it's going to be difficult for us to move forward. Look, the guys who formed that group, and they said they can what they call for the protection of the mosques and other things. That's the objective. If you want to disagree with what they are doing,
You just go to the issue and say, you know what, this group, those who form it, you go to them, you investigate, and you find out that they don't have any license or so, you pop people. Well, if you look at the group and you say this group that is then formed, this Islamic militant for our country against our country, you are now causing some problem for some other people, and you can see that means you are now putting every other person to come in defense of that particular one. So when you attack the issue or you go there, discuss the issue and the truth of the issue, you investigate it, you bring the fact to the book. There's a guy always on the blue app. They call him Donna and Vanny Holmes. For them, anything that is attached to any Islamic thing, whether it's who or a bow, they will take it for another end. So for that reason, when they post anything, you see people will go there, people will just go there in defense. So thank you, Brosiku, for saying that particular one.
Thank you, my dear brother. Keep your calls coming. 0770203125. That's the number to call this evening and be part of the SKTV show. I guess you've been following all of our discussions. Maybe you have your point or something you want to say. Please 0770203125. That's the number. Just call up quickly. Good evening. I don't know why you keep disturbing the line. If you don't want to be part, please don't be calling back to back. This part for our network. Hello. Hello. Yeah, who's saying go ahead, my brother?
Yes, this is Hussein. Maybe I'm gonna take it to the way. Let me say this. I listen to Big Brother Sktv. In fact, to say for the record, I'm a Muslim. So he said they should not generalize the issue whenever it relates to a specific group of people, right, or individuals. But he's now also contradicting himself, accusing the Chief Justice of being a surrogate of the Unity Party. So I will ask you, when that inheritance of the Unity Party went to the Supreme Court, right, and the rule in the favor, or in opposition, people went to the court of a Unity Party person, and the rule against the opposition. So if you would say in your word that was not generalized issue, then why are you generalizing the Chief Justice and accusing of being a surrogate of the Unity Party? That's wrong. You want to say that's wrong? There is a law here. There is a constitution of our country that protects every citizen. So you cannot form a group, right, that is not in conformity with the civil apparatus. You know that. So sometimes we better be fair enough when we want to criticize national government. This is their contradiction of what you say.
All right. All right. Thank you, my dear brother. To this caller, good evening.
Good evening, Lebon.
Yes, my brother. Go ahead.
You know, my dear brother, thank you so much. And I also thank Brother Sktv. You see, when it comes to this Fulani issue, we should not restrict this discussion to Islam. When it comes to security is for everybody in Liberia. You know, those things started in Nigeria, today expand to Boko Haram, which is very troublesome.
Are you saying he's saying kind of maybe a group of people putting themselves together or what?
Yes. The way Fulanis are trying now, okay, but we give you so that we put our own militias together. But we'll do it. It will create problems. It will create problems. So what I want the government to do, if anyone wants to establish security firm, at least they should go through scrutiny, make some documentation for it to be legal. Okay? But forming another security in the country where we have the AFL, we have immigration, we have police, it's worrisome. And lastly,
oh, sorry though, we already have you off the line. Yes, hello to this caller. Good evening.
Good evening, Nico. Thank you for your show. Let me say many things to all the parents. Maybe at this table standpoint, the Liberians are developed. The other people of this country are developed on the Supreme Court decision. Let me say this, people, what do you expect? Expect us to be divided on the Supreme Court decision because there are other Liberians in this country who are just, maybe they are just decided to permanently combat on corruption crimes of the Unity Party government. So because of that, you will not expect them to come up with any defending view on the Supreme Court decision. See what is happening. The people come up with decision out of posterior
All right. Thank you so much. To this caller, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Libon and co-host in the diaspora. Yeah, Peter the Vicasa, I come from another state like Eloa Johnson. Libon, I think the peace and the stability of this particular country is solely rested on the shoulder of the president and the Supreme Court of the Republic of Liberia. So guys from the Supreme Court need to understand that when it comes to the application of justice, it should be equally applicable and also fair. There should be no discrimination just because of the political affiliation, religious affiliation. And they also need to retrospect those major factors that are up to the civil country. But one major factor of what injustice, those are the major factors. And these things are still something on mind. And the feel that it will sit over there. The apply and the corruption and misuse of the stuff and the fear of these things and the fear of these things. I'm going to go.
All right. Thank you so much. Keep your calls coming 0770203125. Mr. Mauro also try calling on the WhatsApp line. You can call back. Mr. Mauro, if you have the chance, or better say the other opportunity, you can also do that. And those of you also that have been calling us on the WhatsApp, yes, you can do that quickly so that we can also have you on. Then, yeah, we'll take a few more calls. Then we'll go back to our team of panelists who respond to all of your all of your claims and everything. So let me see. I think one of our brothers will also start joining us here, but unfortunately for him. By the way, keep your calls coming 0770-203125. Where are you? Article 74. Some of you who can easily or maybe search our constitution, you can easily read through our constitution. Now is opportunity for you. Sometimes if you don't know the laws, the common things, if you don't know these things, the people will use these things at least to make money out of you or someone to even imprison you. So go back to Article 74, then you will know exactly who have the power to do that or to do this or that. Hello to this caller, good evening. Yes.
Yes, and to move it to the panelists. Anyway, I'm still being for you.
Okay.
Thank you for the topic on the discussion tonight. And first of all, I want to say thank you to I want to say thank you to Ali, thank you to
Mark and Mr. Kana, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, and pertaining to the issue, there are, I can see something quickly in the pocket. For me, I've always told people that I was the age of 10 years before the Civil War started, and my mom holding on my hand to start to run away. But the same old thing that brought the war is the same old thing that brought the peace. And nobody want to talk, if you don't talk to me, don't want to talk, everybody just keep starting. You see, and then when things started happening, then people will come home, that's what they want to do about people. About people. We never put some to the government for the wrong. They are easy. For them, it's not the thousands, they are not competition. For them, it's good thing. The time of corruption, you love it, you even instead of a corruption issue. You love it, somebody is talking about brother, is talking about I agree for the thing is talking somebody else's parent. But when somebody corrects you, I give you, I give you. Why did he say about it? This thing will stop. This thing has to stop. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, my dear brother. To this caller, quickly. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. To the panelists on the show. I'm Abby Johnson calling from Tupo, the chairperson for the concern Librarian for Justice. See, to the issue I was discussing concerning people posting about the Fulani people having grouping. Those grouping that they ever say, well, you see, people trying to politicize those grouping because they're trying to calm down on other target people that are get a small militant grouping. Now, I was there. Because I see the things I am saying, overlooking. So the people fall over Kabaki so they can calm down on you guys. The next thing is go for a religion grouping where they exist, they say 2011. And they go to the mosque and I see the guys at the prayer time. When the Ramadan. So now the government try to post that thing out there to say it's wrong that they have never saw those people before. Because they try to go for other political leaders there that will be moving and get a so-called military to escort the group to control the crowd. So they're trying to bring that to a spot there so they can say, both there or all small grouping. So trying to bring in.
All right, thank you. Quickly to the last caller to move back to our team. Hello.
Good evening, Nepal, and good evening to your fellow panelists. Thank you this morning, this evening, there's a privilege and a right. Always to have the privilege, I want to say thank you. I'm a common board chairman. My name is P. Willie, and I join you this evening from Sobrini, where I'm back. Therefore, this is a serious situation here, I'll thank you. How come a deacon who's one administrator in the church did not came to God to kind of power, but deacon was there with the devil to kind of power? You see the manifestation? There are cases languishing in our court. You saw how that came up from a you again, fast shot or real 4G like they came. From a year beyond that. What about Tony that's crying or Solomon? The boy is dying. You are hearing me. In the justice system, Liberia, judicial system. What you doing about that boy? The boy's mother is crying. She's alleged at the end. This so-called who sort of man is her son. I don't know what kind of meaning God.
All right, thank you. We got to go, Mr. Kane, Brother Aliu, and Dr. Mark. I think we can use the remaining time to go home for the day. Mark, Mr. Kane, Brother Aliu, I don't know if you can come on so that at least we'll be able to respond to our people.
Yeah.
Okay, Monk, go ahead. That's fine.
Well, I don't have that much to say. I think we'll cover ground for the day. Tomorrow, like I said, we'll talk about that school incident and the ruling from the court. I think George James Eto, what do you call it, Dr. Nyan. We knew how it was going to end anyway, and I told him Dr. Nyan came with receipt. There's one thing to be trained in a particular profession, but it's another thing to carry yourself in a professional manner. People that work in professional institutions, when they come on a job, their behavior, their day-to-day activity will tell you that they are true professionals. Dr. Nyan recorded and documented everything, and it was almost impossible for them to carry on that kind of a coup to remove him because it was according to a plot. They know that the institution has gained recognition what the terms of reform, and they just wanted to come and inherit everything that he worked for. But at the end of the day, thank God, cooler heads prevailed, and they could call for a reinstatement. To the callers, I don't know, maybe we'll continue the discussion tomorrow, but I think we said it right concerning this whole thing about you got to look at the true intent why people will do things that they do. Don't just follow their action. I know there are more to it because you cannot tell me that the full apple been living like bro for the longest and all of a sudden they just want to form a group. You want to know why they are doing it and why now. So if people get to that, then we'll get a deeper insight. But until then, I think that's my parting comment for today. We'll see you tomorrow, hopefully.
Yeah, so Melbourne, I agree with Mo, and I want to say thank you again to all of you guys. At least I've tried my best to be here yesterday and today, and I'll try to be as much as I can, because I can make the show too, to be honest with you. And there are a lot of conversation that can be going on. We have to contribute to these conversations because, based on our experience and knowledge of our country, I think we have a lot to offer to Liberia. We've been doing it for years, so it's not a good thing for us to stay away. So we'll do whatever we can to make sure to stay around. But Melbourne, let me tell you, man, you don't know how much we appreciate you guys, for keeping, the ground, for holding it on the ground 100%, no matter what, rain or shine. Thank you guys. Thank you, Masale. Thank you, Monk. And thank you, Melbourne. I believe my son, Steve, will come on Thursday, I believe. But yeah, you guys are.
Yes, Steve always here with us on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Yeah.
But thank you, Mr. Kabalani.
Yeah, Maybon, thanks there. Thanks to the callers. Yes, like Mon said, tomorrow we discuss the Dr. Yan issue, and also that video. You see one teacher, he the principal, he the teacher, more than 90 students. That is in Bomi County, in one of the districts there where we were contesting. Yes, I know that school very well.
Yeah, and you know what, more running away. In fact, more Madikon has made another appointment, additional appointment,
Yes,
affecting
and that
the
Dr.
yellow
Yan,
machine, the yellow machine.
The another alphabet, alphabet institution.
the only alphabet opinion under the government.
The YMCC.
They call it Yeboah.
And that Dr. Yan issue, I'm happy the way it went. They make him build his reputation over these years. People know who he is, and then you elect or government, the Unity Party, to come and put red card, red pen on your green sheet. That tomorrow when you go somewhere, then people want to question you. Know. So I like how it went. But tomorrow we go into it.
Yeah, thank you. But Mom, your Papa John made additional appointment.
And they only play a job, and the mega keep creating all kind of agency. I call it the alphabet agency. All the letter will finish. You better try
go around the yellow machine. You better try around the yellow machine area so they can.
You know that they will come and go now. No, actually, we can find ourselves to the yellow machine area because from what I'm more from Yimbua.
They'll go to a very belly.
Yeah, because whenever you posted something, I know that when one day you wow, waiting, how can I think?
YMPOA. I know we're gonna trap.
Now I will finish your monk, but the latest one where monk is the YMCC.
Oh yeah,
YMCC, that the new one. You see that one more YMCC, another one again.
Yeah, I think that you bought the board that will govern the YMCC. Yeah, they created two groups for that yellow machine again. And yeah, the funny thing comes from the Ministry of Public Works. Some people are saying that they don't have engineers. They are not engineers. Somebody are administrator. They are not engineers. Like, the machine even comes. You have to know your engineers.
They don't start taking.
Well, that yellow machine can. We need those yellow machines.
And I'll be in soon. But you know.
Mom, let me ask you one question quickly. You the one can do all the research and things. Mom, I want to know from you. Do you actually believe that we can get a good quality yellow machine, class 1 or class A yellow machine, 285 pieces for that money?
I don't know. I don't know, but I think what Chairman Berry gave a little bit of a rough estimate because he been into the yellow machine thing. But the only problem I got, the only thing that raises a red flag for me was the initial cost. How do you come from 88 to 24 million or 22 million is what I cannot get over.
You're talking about some more million.
Yeah, you're talking about different almost or $60 million. So it means the true intent initially was to rob the Liberian people. Now, if you're going to come that low, then it means that the machine you will be bringing, either they are of low quality or two, you cut down on your cost in terms of stealing from the Liberian people, because that the only thing can make who came up with the idea that the initial or procurement was going to be to the tune of $80-something million, only to drop to 24 million. I cannot get over that. I don't know. I'm not an engineer, but I know common sense will tell me that it doesn't sound right. And there are some motives behind this whole machine thing, but we'll get to know.
Yeah,
now we have two posts being created from one machine.
Yeah. And like you said, Mom, those machines, number one, they were trying to rob the Liberian people. And number two, the quantity of machine and what we are spending for those machines, they are not even class A machine, they are not even class B machine, they are not class C. These are refurbished machines they are mixing with some few new ones to bring to the country again. After a few years, we'll come and see them breaking down all around here.
It'll be like the boss, the Ayolo part 2.
Like the Ayolo bosses. Even the one that they brought now that laying Jackie around. There's no brand new machine class A. Yellow machine for the money that we are coming to pay for those machines.
That's it, folks. We gotta go. Good night. See you guys on tomorrow by the grace of God.
Okay.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talking about podcasts and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Calling out people who willing to serve. The blessing that time and the effort are rest. The brothers giving us here and the parents from there. The welcome and life without fear.
A lyrical health.
Master.
Tribalism, I can't Sktv venue. Say my journey, Tina get I say my jamo. And yes, I know money. And more I know. And you love
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must survive the lofa and grandbaza.
Ena dine ya tumale, ena salia ya tumale, ena kwanagli ya tumale, ena kodubwa ya tumale, ena dine ya tumale, ena salia ya tumale, ena kwanagli ya tumale, ena kodubwa ya tumale, ena napagiyari na ya tumale, Sktv, ena napagiyari na, tosi wako maya tumale.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must survive the lopa and grandbaza.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talking about podcasts and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Calling out people who willing to serve. The blessing that time and the efforts are rest. The broadcast we giving are real and the promise my best. The work with my life without fear. From Grandfather Nima to Lufa, from Riverside, River G to Chile, from Grand Crew, Bombing, Kidman, Monserrat, San to Bacalu, from Maryland, Bronx down to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia.